Buha. So, good afternoon. I just want to quickly talk about the press briefing by the minister. Baby, you don't have to. I just want to talk about quickly about the press briefing of the minister this morning. In my view, that press briefing was misguided. It was uninformative. Baby, chill, relax. That press briefing was misguided, uninformative, and unnecessary. And it is unfortunate that the minister wasted her time, to address an individual instead of talking about a number of issues, policy direction that the New Dawn government needs to address itself on. At the moment, there are a number of issues that are in the public domain. And I urge the New Dawn government to take time or to employ some people to take the views of the people, what is prevailing in the general public. This time around, it's very easy to gauge people's mood and opinions because of social media. Social media is powerful. Social media is very powerful. And social media should help government to rule. From my point of view, being in government, if I were the president, I would take social media as one way to make myself lead well. It is easy this time around. It is easy this time around for someone to emerge as a good leader. It is easy for this time around because of social media. It is easy for somebody to emerge as a good leader. Why? Because everyone is talking. Everyone is talking on social media. The leadership of Vena Kaunda, Avena Chilufya, it was difficult because they were only, getting the views of the people through government operatives. But this time around, you don't need government operatives. The intelligence has become so open. Intelligence has become so open. You don't have to struggle to wait for the intelligence to come and tell you, no, this one, this, nothing. Yeah, some of us who grew up in the time of Kaunda, we understand what it means when they were saying Vakamcheka. There were people who were employed in the communities to listen to what people are saying. The intelligence were all over. They were in the market, they were in the bars, they were in the community, and their job was simply to collect information and take it to the president the following day. That was the job of Vakamcheka. And they used to call him Vakamcheka. This time around, you don't need Vakamcheka. You don't need Vakamcheka because everyone is on social media. Everyone is just talking. You don't need Vakamcheka. But for you to get what people are saying, you need to guarantee them the freedom of expression. You need to allow them to express themselves. Freedom of expression is not what is the word? It's not destructive. I don't know the word I can use, but it's not bad for the government. Freedom of expression is not bad for the government. If anything, it can help a government to lead better. If you are really an intelligent leader, you will not close people from talking. Instead, you would let them talk so that when they talk, then you can know what they are thinking and you can act on that. What kills governments, especially here in Africa, what kills governments, like the way the PF government was destroyed, it's because they gagged people. They trampled on the people's right to express themselves. people stopped talking. They stopped talking. Even amongst themselves, they were not talking. They couldn't express themselves. That is what killed PF. They trampled on the freedom of expression of the people. The moment you do that, know you are on the road of distraction politically. Allow people to talk. If it is to insult you, let them insult you. But at least you know what they are thinking. You know what they are thinking. And if there's something that you can do about it, you will do something about it. But if they are quiet, they will be smiling at you, saying, no, they like you. No, you are and if they have to talk, they only have to talk positive things. No, you are a good leader. Then, at the end of the day, when they go to vote, they vote again. I was happy with President Hakainde Hichilema when he said, no one will be, will be arrested or will be stopped from expressing themselves. This is a new dawn. This is a government of freedom. I was very happy. And I want to urge via UPND that don't depart from that. Don't depart from that. The moment you do that, you are going to be in problems. You are going to be in problems. And this is why I am saying the minister's press briefing today was misguided, because it is going against what President Hakainde Hichilema said. It is going against that. The minister was admonishing Raphael Nakachinda for whatever he said, and in her view, she says, she was blasting Nakachinda that, him as a former cabinet minister, he should live by example in terms of how he should talk. She classified the utterances of Nakachinda as disrespectful to the president and immature. But from my point of view, when you're talking about government, you are talking about laws. When you are talking about government, it's about laws. It's about laws. If you are a government official, especially as a minister, when you are talking, you need to understand two things as a minister. Two things. Mwema ministers, I'm sure you were told this in your induction. I've never been a minister, but I understand it. Two things as a minister. Number one, it is about the law. It is about the law. You are a minister because of the law. And whatever you do as a minister, it must be in conformity with the law. You don't act outside the law. So whatever you do, it is the law. It includes the president. Even the president, that's why presidency is very difficult, because the number one thing, everything that you do is the law. So your law must be at the back of your mind all the time. The law must be at the back of your mind. You don't have to be a lawyer, but you have to know that you have to act within the law, within the prescribed laws. You act outside that, you are in breach of the law, the oath that you made to protect the law. Then number two, as a minister, whatever you say is policy. Whatever you say is policy. As a minister, whatever you say, it's policy. You are a policy maker. That's what it means. You are a policy maker. Whatever you say is a policy. And as a minister of information, your job is to give information on the policy direction of your government. That is the job of the minister of information. You give policy direction of your government. So before you talk, you have to look at the policy of your party. What is our policy? Where do we stand on this issue? Any issue, you need to interpret it according to the policy of your party. And if you can, refer to your manifesto, even better. And the president is the head of the government. So all the time when you are talking, you need to look at the direction of your president. You need to look at the direction of your party. You are not there to express your personal opinion. This is a big mistake that most of the ministers make. They take it personal. They respond from their personal point of view. No, respond according to the party in power. What is the policy? What is the president? Because the president is the guide, is the number one policy maker. So what he says, you all have to follow that direction. In this regard, the president is saying freedom of expression. There is no way you are going to come as a minister and start saying, you know, what he said is disrespectful, whatever. What is freedom? Freedom is freedom. You are free. You are free. When you talk about free, it's free. That is what free is. Free is free. When they say you are going to pick something in a shop for free, it doesn't mean that you have to go there and pay something. No, it's free. It's free. So when we talk about freedom of expression, it's free. We are free to express ourselves. You don't have to tell me, no, you can't say that. It's free. It's free. I know some people will come up to say, no, freedom doesn't mean that you should say whatever you want. Then it's not freedom. Then it's not freedom. No, but you are insulting another person. That is not freedom now. That is breaking the law. Because there is a law that says you should not insult another person. So that is a crime. To have family freedom, we are not talking about freedom. But in terms of expressing myself, if there is anything, for example, if I want to say, President Hakainde Hichilema, takwatamano. That is my opinion. It's my opinion. If I say, no, what President Hakainde Hichilema has done here, this is nonsense. It's my opinion. It's not an insult to say this is nonsense. It's my opinion. And you can only take me to task unless I break the law. As far as I'm expressing myself, I've not insulted the president. There is nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong. Until I break the law. If I break the law, then you can take me on. If I insult, like the way I'm talking here, I'm free. But my freedom here is restricted, is enshrined in the law that I should not insult. I should not undress and be naked on social media. That is against the law. I should not insult another person. That is against the law. But in as far as I'm expressing myself, I can say anything. I can say anything. You don't have to censure me. To say, no. You have to respect the president. Hello? He's the president. And when we're talking about the president, it is an institution. It is an institution. When you are a president or a public figure, unfortunately, you have to have that thick skin and take people that will say whatever they want to say. You can even say, no, Tayali, I don't like you. It's your opinion. Oh, Tayali, you've got a big nose. It's your opinion. Oh, Tayali, I don't like you. It's an opinion. There is nothing like, no, you can't say that. Unfortunately, Tayali, you are ugly. It is personal, but still, it is not a crime. That is in your opinion. When you look at me, you see an ugly person. It's your opinion. That is why you see on my page, I don't block people who say whatever they say about me. The only thing that I don't accept on my page is when you attack my wife, when you attack my children. I protect my family, because my family, they are not, in as much as they are my children, but they are not public figures. It's me who is a politician, not them. So when you attack them, that is when I block you. People that I've blocked, it's because they have attacked my family, not me. You can say anything about me. I don't just care. Anything, you can say whatever. You take my pictures, you make all sorts of mockery, I don't care. Because that's what public life entails. A lot of you are young people here. You just call me Tayali. Hey, Mushani Nabwali. Tayali. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I could be a president. I don't care even if you don't call me president. Your Excellency, Mr. President. For me, it doesn't matter. As long as you address me, whichever way you address me, I don't care. It is because I recognize and appreciate the freedom of expression. Telling people that no, having a minister coming to say no, the way you spoke, you did not respect the president. That is restricting. That is censuring. And you are departing away from what you said. The policy of the president, the policy of the New Dawn government. From what the minister said, we can safely say the UPND is moving away from their pronouncement of guaranteeing freedom of expression. From that speech, it was very wrong, especially that Nakachinda was being addressed as an individual. Nakachinda is chairman information, I think, in the PF. I stand to be corrected. He's a member of the Central Committee. If maybe Nakachinda was addressed from that point of view as PF, as an institution, at least, because then you are talking about policy of the PF and policy of the UPND. But Nakachinda was singled out as an individual without reference to the position that he holds in the political party. That was wrong. A government, the whole entire minister, there is no way they are going to call for a press conference and talk about an individual. It is unacceptable. It is a taboo. You never just do that. You never do that. Discussing an individual like Nakachinda in the manner that he was discussed, that was wrong. That was wrong. At government level, we're talking about policy. So, yes, there is a policy of the UPND, there is a policy of PF, there is a policy of Economic and Equity Party. And when somebody speaks as a president, because he's speaking as president, for example, if today Edgar Chagwalungu speaks out, I mean, you take that is a policy. You can respond as a government, not to come and talk about Nakachinda. And you even go to an extent of saying, no, these people, they are just bitter, whatever, because they lost the party and what. Come on, that should not come from the minister. But get me right here. I'm not trying to say that it is right for people to be disrespectful. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that we should be able to differentiate what a minister can say and what another person, an ordinary member of the UPND, can say. So if somebody is being personal against the president or against any member of the UPND, it should not be a government spokesperson to respond to this person. It should be somebody within the party, somebody lower, somebody else, a citizen, somebody who can be considered a citizen. That is the person that should take on another citizen. At that level, it's citizen against the citizen. It is okay, we can quarrel at that level. I can't quarrel with a minister. On a personal level, I shouldn't. So, in other ways, what I'm trying to tell you is that by UPND, let the ministers speak from the law, speak from policy point of view. But these other criticisms that are coming in by people making comments, these are running comments. I mean, I'm looking at them as running comments. Running comments must be addressed by other people, either supporters of the UPND, your alliances, or members of the UPND. At that level, not a minister descending all the way from the top, coming to quarrel with a citizen in the name of Raphael Nakachinda. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. The news is coming at 19 hours, and the news item will be on Nakachinda. Imagine that. Because it's the minister, and ZNBC must cover the minister. So ZNBC, they have an obligation to cover what the minister said. But that news item will be about Nakachinda. It's wrong. It's very wrong. It's very wrong. And you know, according to news policy, media policy, what the minister said, accusing Nakachinda, the ZNBC, before they air that, they have to go to Nakachinda also and ask Nakachinda. They have to talk to Nakachinda to say the minister has said what you said was disrespectful. And Nakachinda must respond. And the good journalism ethics must be the minister said this and Nakachinda responded this. This is how it should be. Imagine that now. This is the level that is where how you have stooped low. It will be the minister said this and Nakachinda responded. And if Nakachinda wants, he can say that minister doesn't know what she's doing. He can say whatever it is. And ZNBC must cover that. Imagine that. Imagine that. So that was a boo-boo, that was a misguided. It was misguided. It was also uninformative. Uninformative in the sense that Nakachinda raised the issues, regardless of whichever way he put it, but he raised issues that this government must respond to. At the moment, there is this talk that Hakainde Hichilema is going back on what he promised. The promises of the campaigns. And they were policy. When you're talking about free education, when you're talking about financial discipline, in terms of avoiding luxurious, expensive vehicles like the VXs, and so on and so forth, all those are policy issues. And this government has an obligation to respond to that. And the best person to respond to that is the Minister of Information. To say, no, we have not departed from our promises. Our policies still remain. In terms of free education, this is where we stand. In terms of labor laws, this is where we stand. In terms of civil servants emoluments, this is where we stand. In terms of civil servants, debts, indebtedness, this is where we stand. Giving policy direction. In terms of that jet, this is where we stand. Policy direction. Not answering to an individual. So when the minister called for that, if they have been scanning social media and what is in the public domain, they would have picked on these issues and made a clarification. Job creation. At the moment, there's so much anxiety among so many people, particularly the UPND themselves. They are anxious. They are wondering, when are they going to get a chance? When are they going to be employed? That is what is obtaining on social media right now. Social media is buzzing. Social media is hot in terms of how will the UPND create employment. This is a hot issue. If you have been scanning social media, if you are being attentive, this is hot. It's very hot. It is an issue that needs immediate attention of the New Dawn government. And the best person to explain that, it's the Minister of Information. She's supposed to come and rest the anxieties, ease the anxieties of the people, particularly the UPND themselves. She's supposed to do that, not answering Nakachinda. Not answering Nakachinda. So we need information on this. In the Copper Belt, people are talking about, what is this, the Black Mountain, the dump site. The minister suspended that. But there is no explanation on which people can rely on, what people can focus on. Because when you are saying you have suspended the Black Mountain, you need to give the policy direction. You don't just suspend, give a policy direction. We have suspended because we want to do A, B, C, D. Once we are done, then we will move in this direction. And this should happen within such a time. That is what governance is all about. That is what being a minister is all about. And this is the kind of information we are expecting to come from the ministers, particularly the Minister of Information. What is your direction? What is your direction on the copper belt? What is your direction? Ministers must give policy direction, not quarreling with individuals. It's very wrong. Very, very wrong. You need to inform people. So as a minister, the next time that you call a press briefing, you must be very clear. I am informing the nation on 1, 2, 3, 4 issues. And you go and sit, face the media and tell them, I am going to talk about 1, 2, 3, 4 issues. These are the issues that I'm talking about. And I expect questions related to this, not other things for now. And you go on to read your statement. Number 1 issue, job creation. The UPND government is looking at creating employment in this sector, and this sector, and this sector. We expect to employ about 1,000 people out of all this by such a time. That is leadership. That is leadership. I am showing you that it's not a joke when I say I'm a political consultant. If you are going to be that kind of, if you're going to give that kind of leadership, people will appreciate you, and you will live longer in governance. If you succeed, of course, we all succeed. This is what we need. So there are so many issues, like I've run them down. Free education, civil servants, indebtedness, and emoluments. There was a promise that you are going to increase the salaries of civil servants. What is the position? In terms of, mining, empowerment, because the dump site, for example, was empowerment. In terms of agriculture, right now, people are busy with, they are going to start planning for 2021, 2022, what is farming season. What about the marketing side of it? And many others that needs to be looked at. So there was no information there, apart from one, which I appreciate. Because there has been this talk in the public domain that the UPND is against Zambia as a Christian nation. They are moving away from Zambia as a Christian nation and that's why they have removed the Minister of Religion, and they are likely going to bring in gayism. It was good. That was a good information to say, no, we still maintain Zambia as a Christian nation, and we don't support gayism in as much as we support human rights. That was informative. That was informative. And for me, that was the only thing that came out of the minister. But these other things, it wasn't. And at the end of the day, really, if you look at it, that was unnecessary. It was unnecessary. What did the minister talk about? Why did she call the media to come? The media spent money to come and listen to the minister. They burnt fuel only to come and get a speech on Nakachinda. It was very wrong. It was unnecessary, surely. It was unnecessary. So, I think I've clarified, because I saw when I posted this and people are talking, no, whatever you say, it doesn't mean, As long as you don't break the law, you are okay. And if you break the law, it's not the minister to censure you. It is the law enforcers to follow you. It is the law enforcers to follow you. But at the end of the day, I want to tell you that give people freedom. Give us freedom to express ourselves. Don't hate me because I'm talking. Don't hate me. Don't drag me into the police, into the courts, when I'm simply expressing my views, like it happened with the previous government. That's why the previous government failed. The previous government, I used to tell them, I used to talk like this. And for them, they thought, I'm sitting on their happiness. Now they are out. And now we have also the anti-corruption coming in. following some of these people. For me, I am for that. Let's follow those who have stolen. But let us also not be vindictive. But that is a topic for another day. Otherwise, I just wanted to make a clarification on this particular issue. Enjoy yourselves. I hope I've not messed up your appetite.